Live from Fox 5, welcome to the News Block.
And here are the top stories on the news block. It was a big part of his campaign platform now. Mayor-elect Gerard Mamdani outlining his plan to bring universal childcare to New York City. But first, a building super found dead in Brooklyn, and it may have all started as a confrontation over stolen packages. Good afternoon. I'm Richard Giacobas. Thanks for joining us for the News Block. We're learning that this was a violent attack after 41-year-old Burham Havali tried to protect the people in his building. It's just awful. Fox 5's Lisa Evers live in Flatbush this afternoon with the latest on the investigation. Lisa.
Well, Richard, residents here are mourning the loss of their beloved super, a hardworking family man who lost his life after a fight with a thief who was stealing packages. Now police tell us that they have a person of interest in custody that they're talking to as this investigation moves forward. It was a call to 911 that brought paramedics and police here to the building at 1199 Ocean Avenue in the Flatbush section of Brooklyn Wednesday morning. That's where 41-year-old building superintendent Burham Havali tried to fight off a package thief. The NYPD says when they got there, they found him badly beaten in his head. They say he was taken to Kings County Hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Residents tell us the building has been hit hard by package thieves. The super so bad that super posted signs in the building warning residents about the crimes and not to buzz anyone in that they don't know. We spoke with his grieving brother, Blakeman Havali. He says his brother had a heart of gold and would do anything to help anyone. Here's what he told us.
He was a very helpful person. People, when they call him in the nighttime, 8, 9 o'clock, for problems or maintenance issues, he never refused. He always go. He was eating one time. We were here. We were eating and drinking together a tea. He said, "Let me go. I want to go help this old lady or young person or whatever, new tenant."
Now, the NYPD tells us that they're waiting on the results of the autopsy being done by the medical examiner in order to charge anyone in this particular crime because they need to know what the cause of death officially was. This beloved super leaves behind a wife, an extended family, and 3 small children, all under the age of 8. That's the latest here in Flatbush. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News. Richard, back to you in the studio.
Oh, just so tragic. Thanks, Lisa, for that. And a reminder, for the latest on this story and to stream our newscast live, you can download the free Fox Local app. Just scan the QR code on your screen. Going to get a check on the weather now with our Liv Johnson, who's here with a look at the forecast. Liv, I was thinking November was going to stick around a little longer, but we went to December awfully quick.
I know, it does feel like winter, but at least we had a bit more sunshine today. Still really breezy out there, though. 50 degrees is your current temperature in New York City. Most of the tri-state area is staying in the low 50s at the moment. 50 for Belmar, 51 for Long Island. We have upper 40s for Hartford, Poughkeepsie, and Monticello has already dropped down to the 30s right now, 39 degrees. It's actually a little bit warmer than we were this time yesterday. We actually crossed more comfortably into the 50s this afternoon than we did yesterday and definitely the day before, but it doesn't feel too pleasant out there because of these really strong wind speeds, so the feel like temperature is changed a little bit. Right now, consistent wind speeds, really windy, 25 miles per hour for New York, 19 for Newark, 18 out on Long Island. Gusting closer to 35 miles per hour. Up in White Plains, 37 miles per hour. This has been the story for the past couple of days, and tomorrow won't be really any different. It's still going to be a breezy day, but I think those wind gusts won't be quite as strong as they have been this afternoon. Looking on our satellite radar, there have been some sprinkles and some flurries in the area, but mainly north. So Sullivan, Dutchess County saw a little bit of that. We did have a few sprinkles through parts of Connecticut, but nothing that really touched the ground or made any measurable impact. So for the next couple of days, we will be sunny for your Friday. Again, it's cool. Again, it's breezy, but we will have sunshine. Saturday, most of the day will also be sunny, but then we do see some cloud cover creeping in and some showers for the evening. Lows tonight will be in the 30s, 38 for New York, 36 for Long Island. We're 32 for Hartford and Poughkeepsie. We are dropping below freezing for Monticello with a low of 29 tonight, and Sussex 30. Now tomorrow will be 49, Saturday 50. We have those showers rolling in late, but then we have a little bit of a warm up for Sunday. Richard?
I think the sun will help.
Yes, it
Thanks,
will.
Liv. New York City Mayor-elect Gerard Mamdani in Brooklyn today outlining his plan to provide universal free childcare for kids from 6 weeks to 5 years old. One of his biggest campaign promises, and during a visit to a childcare center in Flatbush, Mamdani explained how he intends to achieve it. The plan is expected to cost about $6 billion annually. Mamdani proposing higher taxes on the city's wealthiest residents and corporations to pay for it. He says the lack of universal childcare cost the city more than $20 billion over the last 4 years because of the number of mothers who left the workforce.
I think that UPK provides a model for how city government can meet the needs that would otherwise be pushing New Yorkers out of these 5 boroughs. And I'm also looking to learn from the lessons of implementation and ensure that we are building on that.
Mamdani's proposed tax hikes would also need approval from the state legislature and Governor Hochul. And speaking of governor, Republican Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman may be throwing his hat in the ring as a run for New York governor. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, a fellow Republican, already announcing her candidacy last week. Today, Blakeman thanked supporters at the American Legion Post in Massapequa, Long Island, after he was reelected as county executive. And Blakeman says while he did not announce his intention to run for governor, he did use the time to criticize current Governor Kathy Hochul.
We have to put New York first because we have a governor that over the last 3 years has spent over $4 billion on illegal migrants, many of whom have committed criminal acts in this state. And we have to make sure that we're no longer spending hard-earned taxpayer dollars on people who've been here for 15 minutes. We don't know where they came from. We don't know what their background is. And quite frankly, they haven't earned it.
Blakeman saying he's taking a trip upstate to talk to people about his achievements in Nassau County and see if it's possible to do the same statewide. Meanwhile, lawyers representing New York Attorney General Letitia James and former FBI Director James Comey are now asking a federal judge to dismiss both cases against the two. They say the prosecutor who secured the indictments was illegally installed. Lindsay Halligan was appointed an interim U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia by Attorney General Pam Bondi after President Donald Trump urged her to do so. Halligan is a former Trump lawyer with no previous experience as a federal litigator. The judge voiced skepticism about the DOJ's argument that Halligan was lawfully appointed and said she would rule sometime before Thanksgiving. The longest government shutdown officially over, but the effects are still being felt. Coming up, the latest on SNAP benefits and what their conditions are like if you're headed to the airport. And developing this afternoon on the News Block, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, we're told, has been hospitalized in Pittsburgh. A spokesperson for the 56-year-old says he had a ventricular fibrillation flare-up, which caused him to feel lightheaded and fall during a morning walk. Fetterman suffered minor injuries to his face and is under routine observation at the hospital. In a statement afterward, Fetterman joked, "If you thought my face looked bad before, wait until you see it now." The government shutdown may be over, but it could take time for SNAP recipients to receive their full benefits and for airports to get back to normal. Airlines still operating at a 6% reduction, which means cancellations and delays are going to continue for a few more days until all air traffic controllers are back on the job. As for people who rely on SNAP food aid, recipients are supposed to start receiving their benefits in a few days. Here in New York, Governor Hochul used an emergency fund to provide those SNAP benefits. And in the wake of the government shutdown and the limited access to SNAP food aid, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says she's concerned about food insecurity ahead of the holidays. This morning, Gillibrand joined leaders from City Harvest and the West Side Campaign Against Hunger to hand out food and talk about the importance of supporting these organizations during a time when so many people are struggling.
Critical funding for City Harvest is at risk because of the Trump administration. They do not want to fund food stamps. They do not want to fund nutrition programs. They are dead set on making sure the most vulnerable in our city cannot get the support that they need.
The head of City Harvest says there were about $186 billion worth of cuts to SNAP funding in the Trump administration's Big Beautiful bill that passed back in July. And if you're feeling the pain on the food pantry line because you're without your SNAP benefits, officials in one New Jersey community are coming together to help. Essex County officials teaming up with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey to host an emergency food distribution event today. The Essex County executive says even with SNAP benefits restored, many families are still feeling the pain with inflation and food insecurity.
This is our fourth one that we've done, and the reason we're doing it is because when SNAP, they discontinued SNAP for a while, people really needed some help with food and stuff, and we thought this was the right thing to do.
So far, Essex County has hosted more than 110 food distribution events, providing more than 3 million meals to residents in need. And new this afternoon, Verizon says it's getting ready to cut about 15,000 jobs. Telecommunications giant looking to cut costs with former PayPal leader and Newark, New Jersey native Dan Schulman, recently installed as CEO. 200 Verizon stores will be shifted into franchised operations. The cuts could take place in the next week, with unionized workers not expected to be affected by the layoffs.